Top of the morn.
Hi.
This is for you. Hot coffee and 2 bear claws.
Oh, and all delivered by my very own stud muffin. What are you doing up so early?
Well, I just can't seem to sleep without my favorite blanket hog stealing the sheets.
Me?
Yes, you. How was your all-nighter?
Well, I had plenty of company. Neil's family was here all night.
Yeah, I saw Courtney and Frank dozing back in the waiting room.
Yeah.
How's Neil doing?
He's still not getting enough oxygen into his lungs. And his temperature is still too high. We don't know yet.
Poor kid. What about Joe?
Joe's been by his side the whole time.
Does anyone talk to him?
Ever since Joe found out that Frank is Neil's real father, he's shut down. He's concentrating only on Neil. He's really taken this hard, Kevin. Hey, what are you doing back at work so soon?
At the risk of sounding like a complete geek, I actually thought it would help take my mind off of things.
How's Neil? Is he okay?
Neil is stable right now. Joe.
Oh. Kevin told me that Joe isn't Neil's father.
Yeah, well, did he also tell you that I knew about it and didn't tell him?
I'm sure you had a good reason.
I knew hearing the truth would hit Joe hard, and I also thought it would be best coming from Frank. So when I confronted him to open up to Joe, Neil must have overheard us and ran away.
Oh, it was an accident, Karen.
It might cost Neil his life.
No, it won't. Neil is getting the best possible treatment here. There is no reason to think that he can't pull through this.
But even if he does, well, Joe and I don't expect any wedding invitations.
That bad, huh?
I went to see him earlier. It was like facing a wall.
Well, maybe he is just so focused on treating Neil right now that he can't look at anything else. But that doesn't mean he won't come around later.
You sound so hopeful.
Look, the truth is, I went through something just like this recently with Kevin. I lied to him to protect him, and it ended up backfiring on me just like this.
But you two pulled through, right?
Well, we worked very hard at it, and things are getting better. Look, give Joe some time to let all this sink in. But believe me, it is way too soon to give up.
How's he doing?
Well, he's a tough little guy. But his immune system is pretty wasted. It's difficult for him to fight any infection.
He's in good hands.
This was also avoidable, Kevin. He should not have been out in that park.
He didn't know how to deal with it, so he ran away. How are you doing with it?
Well, this isn't about me. All that matters now is Neil. I'm going to help him get through this pneumonia, and then I don't know what happens.
He'll be confused, have questions, and need support.
Which I'll give him. I mean, so what if I'm not Neil's biological father? That doesn't really change anything.
Well, a lot has changed for Neil. He thought John Canellis was his father, then you, now Frank. That's an awful lot for any little boy to take. And he'll need a lot of help to deal with it. But how he reacts to it could affect you.
Well, it's not his fault that all the adults in his life are a pack of liars. I mean, there's got to be some way to prevent him from suffering, Kevin. And I'm going to be the one to make sure he doesn't go through any more pain.
Okay, you gotta beat that, or Julie's innocent.
Well, then I guess Julie's guilty.
Oh, I still think the jury is gonna come to a different conclusion, though. When they do, I trust you can live with it.
Looks like Scott won.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Hello, you two.
Hello.
Good game?
I'm just trying to keep up to Scott, actually.
Yeah, well, listen, Rachel, I hope you've recovered from our elevator ride.
Well, you must feel good knowing that you stumbled onto one of my big secrets. Oh, what's that? Well, when I was young, I accidentally got locked in a closet for several hours, and I'm very afraid of confined places.
I see. Well, as I said, I'm sorry. I stopped the elevator, and... Well, I thought it was just time that we hash out our differences about Julie.
Why don't we just agree to disagree?
I agree. I think that's a good idea. You know what? I'll talk to you guys after the verdict comes back and Julie's acquitted.
He really can't see how dangerous she could be. I'm sure she had something to do with Ellen's disappearance, and now she's working overtime to get a disturbed woman back on the street.
What if I told you that I have an idea? Something that just might give us a glimpse into who Rachel Locke really is.
I'd say I'm all ears.